Welcome to the Family First Retirement Podcast with George Politarhos. For more information, visit betrayawealth.com. Now, let's get to the show.
George Politarhos, it has been a wild week. What is going on?
My mom always said to us, the world's going to hell in a handbag.
Right.
And that's the way this week feels.
Mm-hmm.
Between the markets changing so much, what's going on in the Middle East, and our economy and our 401ks, quite honestly, are feeling this pressure. You know, Mark, we had calls coming in this week from people that they woke up and they're looking at their 401k and they're saying, what in the world's going on? And they're giving us a call here at Betraya Wealth at 302-330-2166 just to have that hand-holding moments. I don't know, when I get worried about something or nervous, I right away go to the pantry. That habit, that makes me comfortable. People want their hands held. That's holding your hand. And that's what we're doing right now for folks. We're walking through this, explaining to it. But what's nice is the customers are calling us that we work with, and they're saying, I see the craziness with my investable money. I have still money I have in my 401k, but the safe money I gave you, how's that doing, George?
Right.
And the great thing is, guess what? We haven't lost a cent.
Love
You're
it.
right where you were. We're safe. We're staying on course. And that's what's so important. There's certain things we can control in life, Mark. We know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
We cannot control these investments.
Right.
We cannot control Social Security. We can't control the government. We can't control the world. Let's take a breath, control what we can, stay on course. And I really think that's why it's so important that you allow me to give you that financial plan that we go over, the Family First Retirement Plan. Let's sit down and do this together so that we get a better view of where we're going, how it's working, where you're at, what risk you can afford to have, and quite honestly, what risk you can't afford to have.
Yeah.
So when you call me at 302-330-2166, I want to give you, at no cost, no obligation, the Family First Retirement Plan to answer those questions. And I always say to give you peace of mind to sleep tonight.
You made a good point right there. You said, we just need to take a deep breath because I'm guilty of this too. A handful of times this week, I've opened up my 401k just to see how much of a hit it's taking. And it's not pretty. And a lot of people are going through this right now. And traditionally here on Family First Retirement, we like to say, look, if you've saved at least $200,000 for your retirement, that's where the power begins to start customizing that Family First Retirement plan. You made a great point. You said, because there's so much going on in the market that it doesn't matter if you've saved $100,000, $150,000. If you have a savings that you're proud of, that you've worked hard on, that you will sit down with that family member, you will sit down with that adult and have this conversation. You're offering that this weekend.
Absolutely. What kind of person, Mark, in all seriousness, would not be compassionate to help someone out? You saved $100,000, folks. It's a lot of money. You worked hard for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, it's your money, it's your choices, your decisions. Let's talk about this. I want you to come off that ledge and to get the understanding where you're at. Because maybe in that 401k, Mark, you have a lot of risk. How are we going to reevaluate that? How are we going to reallocate that? That's what I care about right now. People under 200,000, which are where we usually start with, Mark, we know that. But I got to help those people out there at 100, 150,000. It's a lot of money you save. Let's make sure it stays there. Because right now, you might be looking at it and it's dipping down, right?
Mm-hmm.
It went crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe you're sitting there thinking, is this 2008 all over again? And most of us in that age group that we're looking at right now, let's say you're 56, 58, 60. Those 30-year-olds we talk about all the time, Alex and Jared, my boys, 7 years is just a drop in the hat for them, because they have that luxury of time.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that, folks, and we need to take care of those advantages now. Call me at 302-330-2166, 302-330-2166. And let me give you the Family First Retirement Plan. Let's see how we can make sure that you have the protection you really need and want, how we can make sure your income is going to be where it's supposed to be going forward, and let's make sure you have peace of mind so we can sleep tonight. Make sure your spouse and your kids are okay when that time comes.
Hey, George, let's talk about another big aspect that everybody deals with, not just when the market is up or down, 24/7, 365, our tax strategy. And it begins with a holistic review of your taxes. What does that involve, George?
Well, when we talk about tax planning, and tax planning is a huge conversation piece. And I always tell people, Mark, if your financial advisor is not talking to you about taxes, he or she is doing you a terrible misjustice. What makes Betraya Wealth so valuable is the strategic partner that I have with Ernie Callias. He's our in-house CPA. When you meet with me, you meet with Angie, who's going to do your Medicare, your long-term care protection, Achilles for managed funds, Jared. Our jobs give you peace of mind. And when we look at your taxes and we look at your whole financial plan, let's be realistic, it has to be from a holistic point of view. We're going to tear apart those tax returns because our job is to be prepared for next year, 5 years, 10 years. We're being proactive. You need a financial advisor. You need a CPA to go over that because we know about all the new and available opportunities. I don't want to be Al Capone. And he went to jail for what purpose? Tax evasion. Yeah. We're not Al Capone. I don't look good in orange, even though I look really darn good in this pink today. But we are sitting there giving you everything that's legally and morally acceptable and being proactive in your tax planning to make sure that you're taking advantage of everything out there. And I always truly believe that you may say, I have a financial advisor I'm really happy with. Maybe he doesn't call me back as much. Maybe I'm not seeing the returns I want. Maybe he doesn't explain things in English to me. And my accountant, well, he just sits there and does taxes last year, says, okay, let's try and save some money next year and move on. That's not how it is here at Politarhos Wealth. We are not being happy about, okay, last year. We're looking at last year, this year, next year, 5 years.
Yeah.
In every aspect of your retirement, whether it is your pension, your 401k, your TSP, how we're going to plan for that. How about our taxes? How are we going to maximize the opportunities you have available and tear apart what you currently have to make it work right for you? Because the secret of making money is we all like to make money.
True.
I don't care how much you make. It's how much we get to keep.
Yes.
Legally and morally acceptable. Because at the end of the day, it's my money, it's my choices and my decisions. And you need to be educated to make those decisions. And that starts with a holistic review of what you have as taxes, what you paid, and how we're going to plan to pay less legally next year and 5 years.
302-330-2166. You know, we talk about it as we're slowly coming towards the back end of summer, even though it's still 500 degrees outside. Back in July, what do we do on the 4th of July? We celebrate America. We wear our Uncle Sam t-shirts. We blow up. We chant USA. What do we do on the 5th of July? God, I hate taxes. Uncle Sam, you're killing me, man. 99% of the year, he's a villain. But there's that 1% that we love him because we love America and we love.
Right.
We are. I heard somebody say, George, and tell me if you agree with this, that it is an honor to pay taxes. Where we get in trouble and where we get frustrated is overpaying in taxes. Do you agree with that?
I do. I have a couple customers that say, I have a first world problem, George. I'm paying too much in taxes.
Yeah.
I get that. I understand that to some degree. But I think it comes to being tax efficient, Mark. How we can use our money more wisely to minimize our taxes, but even more importantly, how to pass on generational wealth to our children, our grandchildren, and to charities by minimizing the tax bill for them.
I don't think people realize that in retirement, that's a good opportunity to give back to the community and also a nice little.
Absolutely. The guy from H&R Block isn't talking to you about that. Your financial advisor, if he's not talking about that, why is he not helping you maximize your opportunities? And that's exactly what we do at Politarhos Wealth. We come in, we're looking for those opportunities for you. How about this, Mark? And let's use an example here of tax efficiency.
Okay.
You have your taxable instruments. So you have a 401k. When you take the money out, you're going to pay tax on it. Your earnings are going to pay tax on it. If you have a Roth, you pay tax on it today. And then as it grows over time, you don't pay tax. But they're changing the Roth a little bit. So let's keep cautious about that. There's some changes coming to Roth that we need to be made aware of down the road. But how about tax-free income? Totally. That's where we use those IULs. Index Universal Life products.
Okay.
Because it's a life insurance that gives us tax-free income down the road, plus life insurance, plus we can use it for long-term care and some Swiss Army knife mentality for it. But it's about using all three buckets to maximize where we want to go, how we want to spend our money. I look at how I'm preparing for Alex and Jared and how I'm preparing for Archer, who we had this past week. Oh my God, do I love this boy. But we're doing things, Leslie and I are doing things now to set them up with tax-free income down the road.
Yeah.
Alex and Jared both have IULs, which is Index Universal Life, that Leslie and I have paid into, and that's their air quotation pensions that I'm setting up for the boys. We're doing the same thing now for Archer, using some new tools that we have available to make sure that my grandson, our grandson, is in the best place possible down the road in 25, 35, 45 years. And that's what we're talking about with our customers. When you call me at 302-330-2166, we're going to talk to you about, we have those nasty thing, RMDs, required minimum distributions, right? Certain ages, we must take money out of your TSP, your 401k, because we just said what? Uncle Sam wants our money.
Yeah, he does.
They haven't got paid. They want their money. We're using that money for our customers, the RMDs that we don't need, to invest in our children so they get a pension tax-free down the road. It's planning. It doesn't happen overnight, right, Mark? You had to plan for it. You go on vacation, you have to plan for it. You want to go in retirement, you have to plan for it. Call me at 302-330-2166, and let me give you the Family First Retirement Plan. Let me show you how we're going to take those steps, how we can proceed to maximize what you have. Let's go over that income you have. How much you need today, how much you're going to need in retirement, and what avenue of income or stream we're going to take it from. Is it going to be from just Social Security? Maybe you have a pension, which is awesome. You have an annuity out of managed funds, out of capital. What are we going to do? Where are we going to pull it from? We're going to talk about that nasty 5-letter word we keep talking about today, taxes. Who knows what's tomorrow's tax structures? None of us. And whether you vote for President Trump or you vote for Vice President Harris, do you think taxes are going to go up?
Yep.
I kind of do.
Hey, by the way,
I think we have to.
Congratulations. Last week, we passed the $35 trillion amount in our debt. Nice job,
Golf
everybody.
clap.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
We're proud of y'all.
It's funny. They want to know everything about, I give the boy cutting the grass. I Venmo him. Leslie Venmos him money. They want to know exactly where that money came from for that boy. Yes. But the damn government doesn't want to read a bill that sends, trillions of dollars to Ukraine. How about we worry about where our money goes in here? And they give me a credit rating? Where the hell is their credit rating at? Our kids are going to have a higher tax bill, no matter who's the president.
Yeah.
And today we have a lower tax structure. We still have it till the end of next year, folks. If you're not taking advantage of this, there's a problem. Either A, you don't know about the opportunities and your advisor's not helping you, or B, you're just scared. Because let's be realistic, Mark, change is difficult. Change is hard. Muscle memory kicks in. I go and we have, Taco Tuesday, whatever that,
Yes,
you have
sir.
the same thing every day. All of a sudden, you mean we're not having tacos tonight?
Dude, you'd be amazed. Every Tuesday, my wife Gretchen, my daughter Caroline, myself, we have Taco Tuesday. Last week, Gretchen goes, hey, we're going to do pasta tonight. And me and Caroline went, what? No, it's Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday?
We don't do pasta on, it really was a shock to the system. Your body just starts getting prepared for the tacos.
Correct.
We get used to how much we're paying in taxes.
You accept it.
There it is.
That's the difference. You accept it because we don't know the opportunities to change it. We have a store down the road here, and it's a secondhand bookstore right here on Philadelphia Pike and Silverside Road. And I love books. I love to read. But I'm buying Archer books now for when he gets older. And we've bought all the Dr. Seuss's and all the little kid books. I bought him a new copy of The Wizard of Oz. Winnie the Pooh collection I'm buying from. So I love Winnie the Pooh. Harry Potter, all those I'm buying now so I can have them for Archer. And the woman behind the counter, sweet woman, Connie, she said to me, we were talking politics we were there, it was a Sunday. And she said, you don't realize how many things are taken away from you. Every day, a little bit of your freedom is taken away. And she's right, because think about it. You have a string hanging on your blazer or your shirt, and you pull it, and just a little bit comes out. Every day you pull that little string, before you know, you don't have a sleeve left.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit at a time. The little bit of things we can do today to help make a better tomorrow for our financial picture. And Mark, we always talk about, we work with a lot of families, a lot of couples. We work with mom and dad, and all of a sudden we have Johnny Jr. and his spouse, and we have the other children, and they become part of the Portrayal Wealth family. My job is to take those little strings we're pulling and help Johnny, help your spouse out. Make sure she or he is okay when you pass. And that's about having the Family First Retirement Plan. So call us at 302-330-2166 or go to Portrayal Wealth, PATRIA Wealth.com. Let's schedule that no cost, no obligation meeting. We say usually if you have $200,000 or plus in retirement spending, in that 401k, your TSP, a CD, money market, that's earmarked for retirement, call me. This week, folks, with everything going on in the world, the craziness, you got 100,000, 150,000, call me. We'll make the exception, obviously. I want you to be okay. I want your family to be able to sleep tonight knowing that everything's going to be okay. Let me give this to you to help you. Educate and inform. 302-330-2166.
Speaking of family, had the opportunity to hang out with you guys a couple of weeks ago. A great client event, a little open house, a little meet and greet, had a cocktail, had a bite to eat. Had a chance to talk to some of the families you serve. I want you to meet Brian, recently retired. But even though he is retired, he still talks about some of the fears he has. Retired for 2 years now, correct?
Yes, 2 years.
How you enjoying retirement 2 years in?
I love retirement. Yeah. Cooking, bourbon drinking, playing pool, everything's good.
That's perfect. See, that sounds great, but we know you still have concerns. You still got worries. What are they?
I'm just worried about, is there enough money in my 401k? Is it properly spaced out to where I'm going to keep making money? I don't want to lose money. I want to make money.
It's almost like we can never shake that number one fear of running out of money in retirement.
Absolutely right. That is our major concerns. Because you look at everything, go grocery shopping. I heard a report, school starting. Up here in the north, we haven't started. I know Caroline went to school last week.
She's a sixth grader.
Down south. But they're saying that the cost of school supplies is outrageous. And families are making decisions between school supplies and not paying the mortgage, electric, groceries, rent. How sad is that? And you wonder why people are worried about running out of money. That's why, Mark, I say it all the time. This is not DIY, folks. This is not going to a Rumble or a YouTube and Googling how to plan for finance. You need someone who does it every day. I cannot change oil in my truck. If I fall and break my arm, I'm not going to talk to Alex the plumber, my son. I'm talking to a doctor. When you're ready to retire, you need to speak to someone that works for you, that understands what you're going through, and has the knowledge to educate you and give you the information you need. Because at the end of the day, it's your choices. You need to be comfortable. And when you're speaking to someone and they can't tell you in 2 or 3 sentences what's going on, where we're going to go, and how to approach it, what the heck are they talking about? It might as well be salad talk, right? Call me at 302-330-2166 or go to Patria, Patria wealth.com, and let's schedule that no cost, no obligation meeting so we can give you the family first retirement plan for you to start reviewing and learning.
Insurance and annuities offered through George A. Politarhos, Delaware Insurance License Number 1373121. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties.